G. I gotta keep in mind that relatives of mine is trying to build like me. Sit down with G Connect, gotta think. Every moment got you tapping the mental and looking out for the key. As a youngin', do it all for the G. I gotta keep in mind that relatives of mine is trying to build like me. Sit down with G Connect, gotta think. Every moment got you tapping the mental and looking out for the key. Whoa.
Hey, what's up, world? It's your boy, comedian JJ Williamson, a.k.a. JJ from the SIP. You know me. BT coming to you. Def coming to jam. The movie Johnson Family Vacation. Kid folk. I'm out here grooving right now. Tapping in with the 1 and 2 punch G Connect. So y'all make sure y'all keep tuning in and holler at your boy.
All right, y'all, it's your boy JT Turner, man, the comedian. I just want to tell everybody thank you for tapping in with my folks from G Connect. Yes, indeed.
Man, got to tap in with my boys, G Connect, G2Bs and D Nail.
It's your boy tapping in with G Connects to have different conversations for different generations. Or for different generations, different conversations. G Connects, baby. It's your boy Speed Doggy Dog.
Okay. In the last 3 years, from your opinion, has the comedy game changed much?
It has changed since the pandemic. I think one of the things that a lot of the a few veteran comedians has said to me, because of I came in the game the year before the pandemic. So everybody gravitated to social media because that was the only thing we had. And social media has been a blessing for me because it has helped put me in front of people, even probably with this situation, because you know who I am because of social media, that it has helped me. And I think some of the veteran comedians have a problem gravitating over to social media, and some even have a problem with comedians that do social media. And I don't think it's something that either way, anybody should have a problem with. But I think like some of them feel like we don't respect the game as much. And I do. I respect the game, but I knew what social media was able to do during the pandemic because this is all we had. We were all locked in the house and everybody just got on their tablet or their phone and just started doing shit. And I was one of them. And it helped me out tremendously because now I'm a content creator and I'm monetized and I'm able to get a little bit of income from this platform and do what I got to do to let people see that it has afforded me the opportunity to even get some of the film projects that I've gotten because of this platform. So I think that's the biggest thing that has changed is that we had to do that. And then it kind of like created an even playing field because when the world opened back up, it was like some comedians that had been in the game a long time wasn't on stage, and consistency is important. Being on stage is important. And I think when we don't get to be on stage consistently, some people were a little rough around the edges. Me being one of them as a new comedian, I came out a little rough and had to start working back out again. That's why we call it working out when we go on stage and we get on, and we may not have a big show or something, but we'll go to a club just to work out some material to see if it works and to see how we can play it out. So being on stage is so important to a comedian. I think any true comedian, anyone that's really a comedian, a stand-up comedian, will feel like being on stage is the most important part of stand-up comedy for them.
This episode of G Connect is brought to you by my folks over at Trust Me Vodka, Ultra Premium Vodka. Trust me, it go, homie. Holla at your boy. Okay. Knowing what you know about the comedy business, what advice would you give to the youth trying to get into it today? Or anyone, not just the youth.
Youth, anybody, just take a risk on yourself and get on stage. Like, the only way you're going to know if you can do it is if you get on stage. So you got to pick a stage. I was just fortunate enough to have somebody that had their own club and got the opportunity to basically get a residency there for a year. And you gotta just get on stage. You just gotta get on stage and see if you can do it. And if you're lucky enough to get somebody to mentor you, then grab onto it, because learning from a veteran comedian for a young comic is like a blessing. Like, I'm blessed to have had the opportunity to work with some of the comedians that I've worked with. Like, now I have people like Talent pick up the phone and book me. Shout out to Talent, Money Earning Mount Vernon. these are the comedians that I look up to that will call me and book me for a show. You know, these are veteran comedians that have done Def Jam. He's New York king of comedy that has my phone number and will call me and be like, yeah, I need you for this show. And that's the thing that I would tell younger comedians too. Like, once you're getting in this game and you have the opportunity to start getting booked, don't burn your bridges, because and make sure you walk into a room as professional as possible, because these dudes are looking at you, and some comics book shows. They're comedians that book shows and will book you for a show. So I'll get a phone call from Smokey. I'll get a phone call from Talent. I'll get a phone call from a few different people that see me and say, hey, pull up. Got a couple of dollars for you for the show. Because I'm not in the mainstream room as much. Like, this is going to be, I've done one or two mainstream rooms, and this will be my first big mainstream room next Wednesday at Caroline. So, like, when I say, like, it's little bit scary to do, but it's only scary because it's the walking up part. Like, once I get on stage, it's like I'm ready for it. So yeah, I would just say, just stay true to who you are.
How do you feel about the violence that's starting to plague the comedy rooms lately?
Well, I've only seen two situations, so I haven't experienced any violent altercations, and the only violent altercation was when Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, and that happened at a fucking professional environment where these dudes was at an award show, and it was one entertainment to another. And I think Dave Chappelle was just, they're gonna come for people like that, like people that are, you know, in a higher stature of the business. Like, I personally have not experienced anything, so I really can't speak to it. But I know if somebody was to come at me, I got a mic stand.
I know how to use it. And I know how to use it. I can dig it. All right. Who has been one of your biggest supporters, mentor, and role model over the course of your career?
So supporter, role model, is that all in one person?
Can it be, or you can name it how?
No, okay. So no, I'm just trying to figure out, like, is that one question or is it multiple questions? So my biggest role model,
yeah,
and mentor has been Smokey Suarez. Biggest supporter has been my mom and the store that I'm in right now, Bakery Harlem H&Y. They have supported me more than a lot of people that I've known for years. Like, they've given me the opportunity to come down here. I'm utilizing their space right now to do this interview, helping me set up my LLC. Like, it's just a lot of support that I've gotten, and from, you know, just being down here. And shout out to Cheo the Don, who owns the store, and his mom Wendy, that's in the restaurant right now next door cooking. I just left the restaurant. I was helping them out, and I walked away with a plate of fish. She fried me up some fish before I walked out. She said, "You don't want the fish?" I said, "You're goddamn right, I want the fish."
This episode of G Connect is brought to you by my folks over at Trust Me Vodka, Ultra Premium Vodka. Trust me, it go, homie. Holla at your boy.
So check out the sponsor, Trust Me Vodka, at trustmevodka.com and Trust Me Vodka on Instagram.
G Connect, with different generations, have real conversations. Trust me.
Trust me.
With D and G2Bs, a generation conversation. If you ain't got the patience, you don't.